All right, so you open Spacequake Machine, just double click in there. Obviously, you're just going to go to the AIHL tab. Now, at the moment, you've got the 3 inputs, but if you get the goalie cam working, settings at the bottom left, inputs, you increase that to 4, and then you would set Decklink Duo 4 as your input. Now, there's an extra thing going on here, which is that we can also now assign audio to the replays. It won't play audio when you just play a replay back, but it's for the highlight reel that you play at the end. So you want to have the volume down a little bit. The easiest way to go is make sure that plugged into Decklink Duo 1 is the overhead tight, and then make sure that the overhead tight has the shotgun mic on it. You then set input 1 as the master, and then you have everyone else clone the master. So when you play the highlight reel at the end of the broadcast, there's gentle Atmos music coming through from those particular plays. Now, if you've got shotgun mics on, say both of the ground level cameras, then you switch them to their own. And then the net cam would then also, rather than using either the no audio or the audio from the GoPro, that one just takes the master audio. But for now, we'll just kind of, just because I've only got 3, we'll leave it set up as 3. But that's going into the settings and fixing that. Now, your input section here, obviously you can resize that. You can make it the entire width of the top. Or once you are happy with knowing it, you can just get rid of it. So that's what's there. Replay section, all pretty standard. So you hit take replay and you get your replays. Your preview section obviously makes sense. And then you've got the send, which then sends out the replay, and then dump will end it. We're automatically playing stings. So it'll sting in and sting out. You just don't need to worry about it. Now, this is some of the extra stuff. So it's by default going to be a 7-second replay. If you just want to quickly change where that endpoint is, you've got that ability. Change the speed. The other one is if they are in a sequence, then you hit magnet. Then the changes you make on one, it will make on all of them. I have set it up to not play sequences by default, but if you do want them to load up in sequences, then it's in your replay settings sequence by default right there. The way that I would generally do it is, I'll turn magnet off. I'd get one replay ready. I'd check the next. If I'm not going to use it, I'll get rid of it by hitting the bin. I'll get that one going, and then I'll be like, okay, yep, I want to play that one as well. Then you hit the plus, and then now you can see how there's that white bonding border. That means it's going to play. I'll make this short so you can see. You just hit send, and if you've sent anything that's been selected within a sequence, it'll start playing the first clip in that sequence and then automatically move on. Oh, yep, there we go. Automatically move to the next one, and then we'll automatically, they're a bit long, but so I just hit dump. And then we'll automatically clear out. So basically after a goal, or if there's a couple of replays and then you just next break, you just want to instantly be able to crank through them, you load them all up as a sequence. The other thing that you can do is you send the first replay, you select the second one while the first one's playing, you get it ready, then you hit that plus button. It's now automatically going to play, and you can see it tee up you can see a little sequence queue forms there. So that's a way that you can get multiple replays going at the same time. There's the delete all at the end, or of course there's just each individual one can get deleted. Now the last thing is the best replays of the best plays. You hit that little star icon, and then you can delete them after that, like we're done. But then that loads them into the highlight section. So basically set one, it'll just kind of everything that you star will go into this section. At the end of every period, you hit this new section, and then it will start loading another one. So now if you just want to play, and then like, if you hit take at any point in time, it'll just take you straight to the replay page. So let's star a second one there. All right, yeah, so now you've got a replay from the first period, replay from the second period called set 2. If you just want to play that period, you hit send set, or you want to play the highlights from second period, you send set. But then at the end of the game, you've got a send all, and it will just send all of it. And then this is where the audio that was ingrained into that particular replay does get played. So this is like after the commentators have finished talking, or when they're in the middle of their wrap up, you've got, like a little highlight reel for the entire game. And then the last one is in your media section. So you can see you got your broadcast starting soon, break in progress, broadcast ended. They've got their little loop insignias. So you just send them, and then, you can be doing anything else. That'll just keep looping. And then to get rid of it, you just hit dump. So there's no more selecting a clear layer and then sending a clear layer. Then we've got your break sequence. So you've got add 1, add 2, the highlight, and then the break in progress. And those are all sequence. It'll go from one all the way through to the other. And then if you then want to change and you just want to play the 2 TVCs, you just cut that link. And so now it's just those 2 TVCs that are in a row. And now it's going to play the whole thing. Or if you don't want... you don't want the highlight to play, you just want to go the 2 TVCs and the break in progress, you just move them around, relink them, and then that'll go through. And I'm also assuming that it'll correctly loop this at the end, but yeah. All right, I think that is just about everything. So I'm just going to pop that back in there, relink that for you. If you want to change, so full speed by default, 7 seconds by default. If you hit 0.5, then they'll all load up with 0.5 set by default, and now they'll have 9 seconds by default. So it all depends on, if you want them to be full speed or half speed by default. I would imagine you'd probably want 7 seconds full speed by default. But if you want to change the preset durations, I've got 7, 9, and 12, but you can just change those in the settings. If anything gets glitchy, F5, or if the output starts choking, you just turn off and then on again that button there. That re-triggers the downstream key. It's everything that happens with it is getting logged. So we're still in beta, but we've shored up a lot of the issues. Claude's going to read the logs at the end of this weekend, and then everything that goes wrong, it's just going to keep patching. So it pays attention to any time these tickers here spike, anytime a replay take doesn't work, anytime you need to toggle that, if you need to close and then reopen the program, it's logging all of those things. But yeah, if it's ever glitching, just turn it off and then on again. And I think that's about it for the software side of things. I'll just quickly show you how the hardware works in a different video.